G'day ladies and gentlemen, my name's Isaac Butterfield and I hope you're having a good old day just being a normal human being. Because right now, I plan to give you your weekly dose of holy bloody shitballs to these people actually exist. Yes, I'm about to expose you to some people who basically are not too dissimilar to you or I, but their brains give them the ability to think absolutely fucking ridiculous things. And I really hope at the end of this video, you will sit there and think, what the fuck's wrong with the world? But first, before I get into that, and because of this title of this video and the subject matter, this won't be monetized, so this video is brought to you by Raid Shadow Legends. Want to be the hero of your own dark fantasy? You're damn right, you bloody do, mate. Alright, so join me in the epic world of Teleria, where the Banner Lords and the Dark Elves are in an endless war with the undead hordes. Raid Shadow Legends allows you to train and upgrade your team of heroes as they embark on an amazing journey in a world of dark fantasy and realism. And best of all, Raid is free to play on mobile and PC. What I really love about Raid is the originality and realism. And by the time you're watching this, ladies and gentlemen, the new Tag Team Arena should be live in the game. Holy dooly. It is the next level of competition PvP. And since it's brand new, there are some special rewards for those of you good enough to finish high in the rankings. So if you like me and you love PvP, you'll love the Tag Team Arena. Go to the video description below, click on the special links, and if you're a new player, you will get 100,000 silver, 1 energy refill, 10 mystery shards, and 1 free champion slasher. All this will be waiting for you right here, ladies and gentlemen. This only applies to new players and for the next 30 days, but ladies and gentlemen, good luck, and I'll see you there. Just before we get into the video proper, I need to indoctrinate you into the new non-gendered language, okay, that has been put out there into the world through Twitter, okay? I need you to understand all this, otherwise people are going to be offended, alright? Alright, get your pens and paper ready. Not you, dickhead! You don't even have a fucking pen license! But everyone else, prepare yourself. Breastfeeding, okay, naughty word. Don't use the word breastfeeding. It's now known as chest feeding. Because, well, why the fuck not, okay? That's why. I know that my old man, right, my Faja, he just wished that he could have chest fed me as a baby, get his man, just fucking worthless man nipple out there and pray. Sorry, Dad. But the reason he didn't do that, the reason my father didn't get to chest feed me, it's very sad. It wasn't because he didn't have fucking milk ducts and there was no point to it. No, it was because of gendered language. Disgusting. Female reproductive organs, the uterus, ovaries, the clitoris, the male prostate, they are... No. We don't use those words anymore, okay? We use new words such as internal organs, internal glands, and external genitals. Fuck yeah, ladies. That sounds good. Go and wet up those external genitals. Woo! Also, ladies, while I've got you there, vaginas don't have lips, all right? They're now known as outer folds. And women and men, you must now refer to them as people who menstruate and people who produce sperm. Nothing else. However, don't you dare call a pregnant woman, that's a horrible term, disgusting. They are a pregnant person, you filthy fucking animal. Even though 3 words ago they just said that people who produce sperm are men and women who've been the pregnant. But you know what I mean. You know what they're trying to say. Anyway, on with the real reason I made this video. This is an interview conducted by the BBC, the Sunday morning live program, and it was held because a school banned the wearing of skirts with the female uniforms because it was too dangerous for people who were female but had to wear skirts but didn't feel like they were actually female and should have wore shorts or skirts, but also because young boys wanted to wear skirts and, you know, just the normal things.
A Sussex school this week announced they would not be changing their gender-neutral uniform policy, banning the wearing of skirts, despite protests from students and parents on the first day of term. The news comes in the same week a BBC film used as a teaching resource in some primary schools came in for criticism for suggesting there could be more than 100 gender identities.
A BBC film focusing at young kids in primary school, suggesting that gender is a social construct. saying that there's so many different things that people need to choose about their own gender identity. Which begs the question that we are all thinking, why are you fucking with kids? Why are you doing that to their heads? Like, why? It doesn't... Okay, I understand that this may affect 1% of the population, so why are you fucking with 99% of them and just suggesting these absolutely ridiculous ideas and indoctrinating them into your outrageous ideologies, brainwashing them into this weird world where everything is incorrect that they already know and know because it's been correct for thousands of, well, longer than fucking thousands of years, a couple of million years of biology, and now in 2020 or wherever you're watching this fucking video, it's wrong because they've decided it's wrong. This is so confusing for young children, and it is just going to end terribly. In primary school, all I was doing was worrying about drawing those cute little backwards S's because I was a fucking cute kid. At no point did I think, hey, I'm a boy with a dick, but I wish I was a boy with a vag. No one thinks like that.
Well, here to discuss those issues are psychotherapist Bob Withers, co-founder of Trans Equality Legal Initiative, Tara Hewitt, activist and writer Farhan Khan, and still with us is Angela Epstein.
Here is the crux of the entire argument of all these people rolled into one clip, okay? You've got a scientist on one side, someone who has studied at university about this particular topic, and then everybody else who's having their little word about it is just doing it off personal feelings. A trans lady, which is great, good on her, and some dude with an awful haircut just explaining how they feel. Boo fucking who? It's not science. Get over it. It is, as the ancient Greeks used to say, fucking dumb shit, eh, brah?
The biological sex that you're born with is different to what the gender that you identify with. And when you think of it like that, you know, identity is a very personal thing. That BBC film does make a lot of sense, doesn't it?
Okay, sure. If you believe that, that's wonderful. That's fine. But don't use words that already have meaning. They've already been defined as something. Why are you changing them? If you feel that gender is a social construct and people are deciding different gender identities because they can only have one or two opinions on it, and you feel like they should have a lot more different opinions on it, then that's wonderful, that's great. But don't just go and change the definition of a word just to fit your narrative. That, ladies and gentlemen, is very... I don't want to use the R word again. I've been using it too much in videos. Retarded! Retarded.
Confusion? No, I disagree with you. In fact, I would go as far as to say there aren't 100 genders. There are maybe 7 billion unique genders, one for every single individual on the planet.
You shut the fuck up!
Also,
you shut the fuck
let
up!
it get you a little bit.
You shut the fuck up!
Farron, fuck you to the moon. And yes, these shirts are back in stock. Go and get them. They'll sell out again, ladies and gentlemen. The link is below. There's no beating around the bush here, Farron. 7 billion genders. That's plain fucking wrong. Wrong, fucking wrong, wrong, wrong. And you may be sitting there thinking, oh, come on, Isaac. These people aren't really out there. They don't really believe in infinite genders. Huh, well, let me blow your fucking mind. People genuinely believe this shit, and this is what these people who believe this shit would like them to be called. Are you ready? Strap yourself in. Jesus Christ. I just had a stroke reading that.
We do not need to be linked to this idea that you are assigned a certain gender at birth and that you have to live this life based on that gender you have been assigned. These choices should be made by the individual themselves. And instead of confusing children, this will empower children.
No. I don't think there is any logical, nice human being in the world that thinks just because you're a man, you have to do manly things like digging holes and fighting in wars and drinking piss. All right? You do you, baby. Whatever you want to do in your life. If it makes you happy, do it, as long as it doesn't affect other people, and that is the big thing here. This is the most important part of the video. This is affecting young children. They are being indoctrinated into this ridiculous brainwashing effort by people who should not have opinions. I think it's wonderful to say, hey, it's okay to be yourself. Because if you don't understand that it's okay to be yourself, you'll just turn 30, be an overweight chick who hates everyone she went to school with and still thinks about high school drama. That will be you. But you have an opportunity to not be that person. You don't want to be that fucking person, all right? You just don't. But don't brainwash kids into thinking they need to label themselves as some strange sexuality. They are kids. Let kids be kids. Let kids make mistakes, do dumb shit, be confused, because that is what happens when our brains are evolving, when they're becoming an adult. They are learning. They are doing things wrong. Like, that's what it is all about. That's what childhood is all about, is learning how to do things. And then giving them all these crazy ideas. It's basically a religion. That is what it is. This will grossly affect the next generation in an unthinkable fashion. And what is worse than all of this combined is when you actually start giving kids hormone replacement therapy to change their sex, even though sex is a gender construct. Why do you have to change it anyway? That is fucked up. And when they do get to the point where, like a lot of transgender children, they get to the point where they go, hang on, why the fuck am I doing this? It's already too late. There will be, in 15, 16, 20 years time, class action lawsuits up the wazoo to doctors who gave them this shit. It will be terrible. And it's going to be an absolutely tumultuous for young people, for their mental health, for their ability to fall in love. Things everyone takes for granted. To have children, all those things will be fucked up because their parents decided that this was the life that they needed to have. Children can't make decisions that will affect them for the rest of their lives at 6 years old, like getting a tattoo. They can't. So why are you allowing them to have hormone replacement therapy at 10? It's just reprehensible. That's what it is. It's abhorrent. Ladies and gentlemen, I will end this video by saying this very clear statement. Males and females, boys and girls are different. They just are. And let me take this case of biology just to prove my point, okay? Manspreading. Why do men manspread? You know the stuff where they sit down and their legs are they're askew, like on a train or a tram or a bus or sitting in a seat. Why does that happen? Well, it turns out it comes down to the structure of the bones. I used to think it was because of balls, but it's not. And it's certainly not because of oppression of women. For women, for example, they can sit like that with their legs together, nice and tight, because of the hip structure of their bones, okay? For women, they can happily sit there with their knees together. They have a wider pelvis and the thigh bone that naturally aligns with the body's midline. Right? So sit together. Comfortable. For a man, however, when a man doesn't manspread with their legs apart, it is uncomfortable because the round ball at the top of the femur will pinch against the outside of the hip socket, straining the labrum that lines the socket. To get to that position, men have to activate the abductor muscles in the inner thighs that automatically trigger resistance in the abductor muscles of the outer thighs, creating tension that can reach all the way to the lower back, therefore being very fucking uncomfortable. But then when they relax and they stop pushing against the natural force of things, the legs come apart, everything's comfortable, thus manspreading, because there is a difference between men and women. Ladies and gentlemen, be a good motherfucking peace in the Middle East. Thank you for joining us. If you haven't subscribed, do it fucking now. Toodaloo wop wop.